What if the biggest thing holding you back isn't your skills or your experience, but your need for approval? I've worked with so many leaders and professionals, and there's one theme I see over and over again: people pleasing. This constant need for validation from others keeps people stuck. It drains their energy, stifles their potential, and holds them back from stepping fully into their power. Instead of making bold decisions, they hesitate. Instead of taking action, they second guess themselves. And why? Because they're waiting for someone else to say, yes, you're good enough. Yes, you're doing it right. Sound familiar? Stick with me because I'm going to show you exactly how this pattern is limiting your success and, more importantly, how to break free so you can lead with confidence, clarity, and impact. Hello, I'm Chris Clark. I help leaders solve their biggest problem: how they think. If you want to bring your A game to leadership, keep watching. And if this resonates with you, hit subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. So at first, being a people pleaser might seem like a good thing, right? It feels good to be agreeable, to be liked, to be seen as a team player. But when your self-worth depends on making others happy, here's what happens. You start sacrificing your own needs, your own opinions, sometimes even your own potential, just to avoid making waves. I've seen leaders hesitate to speak up in meetings, avoid difficult conversations, and even downplay their own success, all because they didn't want to risk disapproval. This isn't just about confidence. It's about the cost of constantly seeking validation. Think about it. How much energy are you wasting worrying about whether people approve of you? What opportunities have you passed up because you were afraid of what others might think? And how many ideas have you kept to yourself because you weren't sure they'd be well received? The truth is, external validation is a trap. It's never enough. It's like a sugar rush, temporary, addictive, and never truly satisfying. No matter how much praise or recognition you get, it wears off and the cycle repeats. But here's the good news. You can shift this pattern, breaking free from the cycle of people pleasing. It isn't easy, but it can be done. The most successful leaders don't wait for permission to own their worth. They build it from within. Here's how you can start doing that today. First, anchor yourself in your intrinsic worth. Your value isn't determined by applause. It's determined by the impact you create in the lives you touch. I had a client who felt invisible in meetings. She was frustrated because she wasn't getting immediate recognition for her contributions. But when she stepped back, she realized something. Weeks later, her ideas were being implemented. That's when she made the shift. Instead of chasing recognition in the moment, she focused on the real, lasting impact of her work. And guess what? When she stopped needing external validation, her confidence soared. And ironically, people started recognizing her more. Second, focus on what you value over validation. So instead of asking, will they approve? Ask yourself, does this align with who I am, who I aspire to be, and what I stand for? A friend of mine once struggled with whether to push for a new initiative at work. It wasn't the popular choice, and she worried about upsetting people. But when she paused and asked herself, is this the kind of leader I want to be? The answer became crystal clear. She spoke up. She advocated for what she knew was right, and even those who initially resisted, they respected her for it. That's the power of leading with internal alignment instead of external approval. Third, embrace self-affirmation. Confidence isn't about never doubting yourself. It's about trusting that you'll figure things out. I worked with someone who turned down a promotion because she felt she wasn't ready. Maybe you know someone like this, or maybe it's you. She kept telling herself, what if I fail? What if I don't know enough? But here's the truth. No one ever feels fully ready. The leaders who grow are the ones who take the leap, knowing they'll figure it out along the way. Eventually, she took the role. And guess what? She did figure it out. The doubt never completely went away, but she stopped letting it control her. That's what confidence really is. It's not the absence of fear, it's the courage to move forward anyway. And finally, redefine success on your own terms. Stop measuring your worth by likes, praise, or promotions. Stop comparing yourself to others. I once coached someone who was constantly chasing the next achievement, because that's what success looked like on paper to them. But despite checking all the boxes, he felt empty. When he finally stepped back and redefined success for himself, mentoring his team, fostering innovation, creating a culture of trust, spending more time with his family, his fulfillment skyrocketed. And ironically, the external success followed naturally. When you define success based on your values, You stop chasing approval and you start leading with purpose. So now take a moment. Where is people pleasing showing up in your life? Do you hold back your ideas in meetings because you're afraid of how they'll be received? Do you say yes to things you don't actually want to do just to avoid disappointing someone? Do you hesitate to make big decisions because you're worried about what others might think? And most importantly, how much energy are you spending trying to manage other people's opinions instead of stepping into your own confidence? Imagine what would change if you stopped seeking permission and started owning your worth. So here's my challenge for you. Drop a comment below and let me know what's one mindset shift you're working on right now when it comes to people pleasing. I'd love to chat.